Hey guys, I am the math professor, Kyle Martin, and in this video we're going to do some two-step equations where we try to solve for x in each one of these. All right, start off with this first one here. We can see that 2x plus 3 equals 11. So I'm trying to get x by itself, get that x term isolated. The way I do this is I move kind of what I call farthest away from my x term. So I'm going to subtract 3x first since it's being added here. Remember, we use inverse operations to move those over. Opposite of plus 3 is minus 3. And what that does for me gives me 2x equals 11 minus 3, which is 8. And then this just turns into a one-step equation, right? Where I have to get the x by itself. Here 2x is being multiplied, so I divide by 2. And x equals 4. Next one, we have x divided by 5 minus 6 equals 1. Well, again, this x divided by 5 is, I kind of call that glued together. So let's move the negative 6 over first. Again, negative 6, we can move it by adding 6. Those cancel. X divided by 5 now equals 1 plus 6, which is 7. And then x divided by 5, to undo division, we have to multiply both sides. Multiply both sides by 5. So on the left side, they cancel. And on the right side, 7 times 5 is 35. Okay, what about up here? This says x plus 5, all divided by 6 equals negative 3. This one's a little bit tricky, because sometimes we think of doing this in the opposite order of our order of operations. If that were the case, I would need to do this addition, undo that addition first. But the x plus 5 is all being divided by 6. And so you almost have to think of this as being grouped with parentheses. And we know parentheses comes last in our order of operations. So really what I need to do first here is multiply both sides by 6. Okay? And when I do that, then what I can do is instead of putting x plus 5 into those parentheses, I can just drop those parentheses and say x plus 5 equals negative 18. Okay? Now I can get the x by itself by subtracting 5 on both sides. And x equals negative 18 minus 5 is negative 23. Okay, last one. This one doesn't quite look like a two-step equation. 10 minus x equals 7. That kind of looks like a one-step equation. But I'll show you why it's a two-step here. You might try to move this 10 over, but then you'd be left with a negative x. You have to undo that negative. That is an okay way to do it, but there's an easier way. The easier way is to make this negative x positive by actually adding it to the other side. All right, when you add it to the other side, you get 7 plus x. Now I can subtract x, or subtract 7, excuse me. And 10 minus 7 is 3, and that equals x. One thing you have to be a little bit careful of, though, is whenever you move your x's, always double check that it is positive when you finish. We're looking to solve for positive x, not negative x.